Oh, one of them came back on.
Is it this one?
Oh, there's the other one.
Okay.
Speaking of that, I see the county commissioners are doing Zoom meetings now, and they were not.
I did not know
Right?
that.
Didn't
No, they were.
Were they always doing Zoom meetings?
Mm-hmm.
I thought Joe told us they weren't.
They were. We just.
Didn't advertise
That's one way to put it.
it.
Oh, they got therapists that do
Well, go ahead and
Zoom
get-
now.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there it is. Yep. All right.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. We will get this meeting started at 7:01. Good evening.
Yeah, roll call and recognize the visitors.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta do that before we do
Yeah.
the.
Roll call. All is here. All council members.
It's on the Apple, you can see it.
Yeah.
David is in the gallery.
Visitor?
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any public comments? We're good. Okay, any items to remove from the consent agenda?
I doubt any of us know, given when the documents were sent out.
I have some corrections to the minutes, just minor. So we could, as far as I'm concerned, we can do it. It's during the content. We don't need to pull it.
Okay. Okay, opportunity to interview individuals interested in becoming appointed to the city council for our open position. I'm going to hand the meeting over to you guys for right now. We have David Budrius in the audience, who they put in a letter of intent. The other candidate, Gail Dick, is not able to attend in person, but is available by phone if anybody has any questions.
Well, Creighton and I were able to meet with Gail, so I'm guessing that we've got our questions
Yeah,
answered.
I'm good with that. I might have a question for David, though. I am interested why you didn't file in May when the regular one came up.
Initially?
Yes,
That's the
initially.
question. Well, honestly, the workload I was under, things were, seemed to be getting a little out of hand, or, I was struggling a little bit. And I wanted to make it fair for myself and for the council, even though I only missed one meeting in 5.5 years, and that was last harvest. And so I just said, well, it's kind of a test. I wanted to kind of test the waters if was I doing a good job here for the city? It's kind of more of a personal thing. But I said also I wanted to, even though I'm very interested in a civic duty like this, it's very important, a lifer here, and would like to continue to go forward. I realized it was just a temporarily a lack of time to do it. And since I've taken the corrective action to, it'll work, so I can always do it. So that was basically personal. It wasn't against anybody else or anyone or anything. It was just my workload. I figured, well, it seemed like I was falling behind, and really it wasn't. It was just normal hectic farm work. So I hope that answers your question.
No, that,
I mean,
to tell you the truth, I completely understand that. This would be hard. It's not, it doesn't take up so much time that you can't have another job.
Right.
But it does take up some time.
right.
And you gotta be willing to give that time.
And well, exactly. So,
I guess my question was kind of similar to what Creighton asked, but, because I guess from what I understood, you weren't really interested in continuing on, but I guess it's more of a comment. I'm happy to see that you do want to continue on. So, other than that, I mean, you've been here way longer than I have, so I don't really have any questions.
May of 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah, David was appointed 4 minutes before I was.
And it was about a year before we even could meet in person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I don't really, I'm just, I'm a comment. I'm glad that you're still wanting to stay on board,
Well,
interested in it.
I could expound on that too a little bit, if I may, is given the current council and stuff, we've known each other all our lives. And I enjoy working, in other aspects with you folks. I think you're good folks. And I think with the knowledge of the prior 5.5 years, I think it would be beneficial going forward for the city at this point.
Agreed?
Do you have any projects that you're wanting to get going in the city? What are your
Well,
visions for the next 4 years or whatever? I mean, do you feel like there's something you really want to work on, or?
well, that's a very good question. And from day one, I've always been interested in our infrastructure, our maintenance department. Like I said, been here for over 6 decades. You were a little more, but I know what it was, what it is, and what it should be. And I don't think that's too unreasonable to ask that we at least try to maintain the high level of service. A lot of things in my mind over the years, a lot of things that we're dealing with now or have been in the last, since we've been on council, or I have, was set up 50, 60 years ago. And that kind of bothered me because I know that you folks aren't a pilgrim to this, but our infrastructure, roads, sewer, our water, and all that stuff was very important, and our maintenance departments and stuff. I was really focused on that, and I think over the last 5 years that we've accomplished a lot from what it was. I mean, we've had a lot of adversity thrown our way. You know, the main track up here, or the water line, we had to deal with that. So it seemed like a lot of things, a lot of projects got derailed or sidetracked with other stuff. And it was a balancing act for different mayors, but we managed to go through, I think, in the best way that we knew how and had the tools to proceed. And I would like to continue on with the infrastructure. The community as a whole is very important to me, whether it be schools, churches, clubs, but just a community in itself. Whatever it takes to bring a productive, positive community.
Thank you, I appreciate that, and I agree with you on all of those points.
I guess a question I have for you, David, I guess I could have asked this in discussions, and it doesn't really necessarily make a difference either way, but would you have an intent to refile after a year? Because we appoint him. Well, no, don't you have to be on the next election after appointment, the very next election year?
Every odd year.
Well, I checked with Norm. It would be, what is it? This would basically be finishing out 2 years, so the end of 28. Or no,
So it
end of
doesn't,
27.
it doesn't call us.
He doesn't have to stand, I don't think, because we're on off years for presidential and congressional
Well, I know that's when the next.
And I assume that if you got it from Norm, that would be what it
Yeah,
is.
so,
Yeah.
I can
so
resonate
this
with
is,
this one.
yeah, this is a 4-year position, but they want it,
Oh, the special doesn't come up until the next two. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Never-
so it would
then,
be,
yeah.
what is it, May, whatever the filing week is in May of next year. You would
27.
file, and then that would basically be elected to finish that 2 years of. that
Starting in
position.
January of 28.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then never mind, because that question is not as pertinent to me as I thought it was. If you want to answer it, you can, but I don't find it to be nearly as pertinent as if we were talking about a 1-year stint.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I don't see anything getting in my way or taking up time to not
Okay.
file. If an asteroid doesn't hit us. we'll talk about it. I mean, I don't have the intentions of just coming in and walking away and quitting.
Okay.
You have plenty of opportunities to do that.
Yeah, I think, well, like I said, it's very, I take it to the heart, and I've always said from day one that I want people to get involved, because I think that's one thing that's lacking a little bit of the community. But however, your computer, your Zoom or whatever, I think that's helped to some degree. But I encourage more community involvement. That's what I hear, like with the Heart and Soul, want a group to get going. But I want them to be involved with us too, the city. I want them to, I mean, because we're all in this boat together. So whether that's tight or not, but I mean, that's, I don't want to just come in and, I mean, I have a valued stake in this community. You know, and I just don't want to, I mean, pick up and walk away.
My 2 cents is I think we should offer a call to Gail. He might not be in a position to receive it, but just out of respect for the interest that he put out, I think he deserves to have his say,
All fairness.
especially since this isn't a unavailability by choice. So,
You got it? I got it.
If it's not written down, no, I got it right there. I thought I saved it, but no, I had not.
You're gonna have to go to his house.
Hi, it's Gail. Sorry, I missed your leaving a message.
Well, we tried.
we tried. I'm glad that we had the opportunity to meet with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Get-
okay.
How do we proceed?
The
Well-
council can optionally take an executive session to discuss the candidates. Past that, we move into nominations and election or appointment.
Well, it was, yeah, nominations and then a show of hands and for one person.
Does the council wish to take a executive session to discuss candidates?
I'm good.
I don't need to.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I move the nomination of David Budrius, and
We don't do that though.
according to our ordinance, we do.
The resolution, it's a nomination still?
You have to put the names into nomination.
Okay, got it.
And then after that, there's a vote in the order of nomination.
Okay. So one more time, Stephen.
I move the nomination of David Budrius and Gail Dick.
I second it.
You sure you know what you're doing?
I've been on liar long enough.
So this is, I didn't read up on it again, but this is the part I do remember. So it's, as the names are called, signify your affirmative
Yeah, you get one vote per round.
vote per round. So, in favor of David Bedrius signify by saying aye and raising your hand.
Aye.
And for Gail Dick. David, welcome.
Thank you.
I would like to make a comment, though. I was surprised that we got any additional interest because we've called for candidates a lot lately. And I hope this gets to Gail. I've been working with a Dale recently, so I got both names in my head a lot. But I'm glad that we were able to meet with Gail. I was impressed in the conversation that we had with him. It was not a foregone conclusion in my mind. I'm glad that we got a candidate of his stature, and I wanted to thank him very much for his interest, because I hope we can always get candidates of that level. I don't know if we always have, but it's really important that we do for the sake of the city, and I wanted to offer my heartfelt thanks for his interest.
I concur with that. And I've served with Gail on the school board. He's a great board member.
I hope we do have him on the council at some point.
All right. Do you want to take your oath, your seat? Oh, yeah, we
Is this yours? Or is this? Okay.
I don't have the oath paperwork printed out in front of me. As a matter of procedure, do we need to have that done before we go forward, or can we just have it done at the end?
I think we can do it at the end. He's been duly elected, but I guess he's not seated until he does. Let's have that printed out and just change the agenda around to do the non-voting things for a minute. And see if
Okay.
Cassie can get that printed.
Cassie?
It's not worth the auditor
No.
crying about it.
We'll tie right into where we're at.
Okay, so right now we're gonna do solicitations. Any additions to the agenda?
Not today.
Okay. I put down on the agenda to appoint Mayor Pro Tem for 2026. Since I've been around, we've had a tradition of reappointing someone every year to that role. Does anybody have any questions what that signifies or does? I know Gavin was really busy with it.
Well,
It did come down to a broken pipe.
Yeah.
I refuse to do it. So if that means anything to you,
Now the campaign will begin.
And then there were three.
I mean, I can appoint, but I would rather
well,
see someone
you're
to-
going to appoint. We don't need to nominate. I would.
I said I will appoint if I have to.
No. I nominate Steve-O. Stephen Hardy.
I'll second that.
I don't care. I've done it before, but it doesn't mean anything to me either way. So if you want to do it again, Gavin, you're welcome to, or if David wants it. I think, David, you did
I've
it
done
one
it.
too. So
David was on when I came on. So.
yeah, that's true. Up to you guys.
Jim looks like a mayor to me.
I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing here.
I mean, hopefully it's a very uneventful position. It's worth the.
But the beer truck could get you tonight, so we need somebody.
Flip a coin,
I'll do it.
Thank you, Stephen.
Remind me to talk to you about insurance policies on you.
Okay. David, I have the oath.
Okay. Okay, I, David Bedrius, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and the laws of the state of Washington, and that I will faithfully and impartially perform and discharge the duties of the office of City Council Position Number 2 for the city of Harrington for the remainder of the term, ending December 31st, 2027, according to the law, to the best of my ability. The end. Does that match it?
Yep.
There's just a couple of that, and
Okay.
it is two.
What do? I just lost tonight, the last email. I do something wrong.
You deleted it?
I don't know if I did or not. Apparently I did.
If I need to sign
Usually you can undo by shaking it. There.
Okay.
All right.
Undo. Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, welcome.
Besides, it's fun.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I just couldn't get away from the camera, that's what. You wanna sit in your chair? No, not at all.
It's your best
Not at
side.
all. I was in the middle, I mean, for a while there, it was empty all the time, so,
It felt lonely.
yeah, now it feels more comfortable here.
Cool. Okay.
Is that the city's computer?
Okay.
Okay.
We did this last year and we really didn't do a lot with it. I'd like to do this with the same thing, but with a little more intent. And that is to come up with committees to kind of be the point person on some of these different topics. This list that I put on the agenda is not exclusive. And it's maybe something in there that we don't feel we need to do, but so this is an opportunity to kind of volunteer or come up with things. These are just some of the ideas that I came up with that I felt like kind of a point person, like figuring out signs for road closures and what have you. So any comments, any ideas to committees and?
Well, I have one question.
Sure.
Because I think I was on the budget committee last year, and technically, the budget is the mayor's budget. So when I saw it for the first time in December, that was totally within your prerogative. But my question would be, what do you want the budget committee to do? Because last year we did not do what the budget committee historically does.
And yes, historically, that's because I think well, I'm not gonna go there. For me, because I think every mayor is gonna be different, but for me, it's direction of things that are outside of the day-to-day thing. What is important? And I know we had a couple of meetings where I brought it up. It's like, what does the council want to see in the budget for next year? Was there something of priority that needs to be addressed? And then probably somebody just kind of, what I'm thinking is just somebody on the council who is looking at the budget throughout the year, keeping an eye on it, just seeing where we're at, on the plus and the
I'll
negative. or
definitely
the
be
block or
doing
the
that
negative.
either way, so.
I know Steven's done
Well,
a
I
good
think in
job.
this year more than ever, but, and that's fine. So,
I'll take it again. We just need to probably do a little more work on clarifying exactly what the role of it is.
sure.
And I would be happy to be a part of handbook again as well.
I'll take cemetery, and you have building codes.
So that is a task. When I go through and I look at our zoning codes, basically,
Oh, I'd love to do that.
zoning, because the kind of, it's not so much the building codes, but the codes
The
are
zoning
within
of-
the zoning of, and it talks about setbacks and heights of buildings and not, how far off
Fences.
center, things can be, but it's,
And so if somebody came in on one of the building code variants, I could be somewhat the point person on that, not make a decision. I know I have no power as an individual.
I would love for somebody to have a more working knowledge, because that question probably comes up every 3 or 4 weeks. How high can this be? Can I add this on or whatever?
And I'm assuming this would also encompass the discussion of taking back our inspection from the county.
Right.
I would love to explore that option. We did have
okay.
a-
Well, no.
No, but we would do it.
We talked about, we found that we have the ability to contract a third party
Yeah, okay.
and pass that on. Because the problem is when we gave it to the county, we thought the county was going to, similar to how we thought things were going to work with code enforcement with the police department, is that we thought they were going to observe our stance. They're not doing that, nor do they think that was within their.
Not even close.
They don't even think that's something they are accountable to.
No,
So
I know.
therefore, all of our
I had the whole thing
ordinances,
with my shop.
right?
Yeah.
All of our building ordinances have nobody at the steering wheel. So we're thinking it would be probably a good idea to find a company in Spokane to contract with, give them everything, and then have the person, not the city, pay for that. So we aren't getting in the middle of it. No one here would be the inspector, nor would the city pay for it. But what we're doing right now is not actually doing anything.
Yeah.
Well, I'd just like to add 2 cents to that. I know Councilman Wilcox would back me up on this to some degree, is the cargo containers that come in. We never did finalize or finish that. We were gonna work on it, but
Nope, it's in the nuisance ordinance.
but I mean, as far as zoning, where they can go, I mean,
You're right, that part isn't, actually, I was gonna bring this very topic up in Mike Mayor's comments. So
Right.
we can have a conversation right now, but I'd like to get the
Yeah, let's get the committees.
the committees set.
So you
I'll be
still
fine,
want
I'm fine with that.
cemetery and building
Yeah.
stuff? Okay.
that includes the zoning part of it? Or-
Yeah, I'll do
They're
what
kinda
I can.
They're kind of hand in hand, just someone to, in my head, it's somebody to go through it and it's like, ooh, that's not good. And
No,
Make
and I
suggestions
have
on
no
how to
problem
get-
reading that boring crap. It's better than what I read most of the time, so.
for an insurance policy, that's a hoot.
And just throw another ringer into stuff that you
Oh,
might.
I know.
I know that this, Mr. Mayor, if you remember, well, when we dealt with the north end of town, the trailer parks and stuff, there was language in prior ordinances, and I think going back to 94, I think 1994, but it said, had to do with the age that were allowed, the age, no older than 25 years. Some places have no older than 5 years, 10 years, but we talked about all this stuff, but that was a different mayor and different clerk and everything, so we never come back to that.
Do you want to have a committee to address RV and mobile home parks in the city?
Well, I kind of just throwing it out there because that's something that we talked about at the time, but we just never did it.
Because in reading that ordinance that was specifically dealing with RV parks and
Right.
mobile home parks, looking at it now through the different colored lens, there are some holes. And
Right.
some
Oh, yeah.
things that were not addressed in that.
I would suggest that the next one that hasn't been claimed yet probably has a great deal of application to
Code enforcement.
code enforcement. That's going to be a whole. That's like a one-person thing in and of itself.
Yeah, and to clarify, I'm not looking for somebody to be code enforcement.
Right. I know,
It's-
but we're going to need. I think we all hear about code enforcement a lot.
Yes.
So
It's events in the city and town.
Events in the city.
Like, let's get off this topic.
I don't want any more riding on my sidewalk.
So Harrington is small. So it's not like somebody can have an event for public consumption, private consumption, whatever in the city that it doesn't impact everything. And the most obvious is the operation of shutting down the streets. But truth be known, I haven't found anything in our ordinances or codes
Addressing that.
that addresses how, when, where.
There
And it's
isn't.
not just the street closures. Even if somebody wanted to have one of the side streets and maybe they want to have a block party, we have no guidelines in our codes to address this.
I know we talked about it going back to Justin and Nathan and then.
Yeah, it's just always
just-
kind of been a.
But that
And
needs
it's,
to
and
be
it's
tidy.
always worked, and we've always done it the same way, but to put it bluntly, we're in a different legal environment now. And, I mean, since we're on the topic, to put it bluntly, if I was asked today if the highway is closed down, the DOT requires that the city sign off on it. and I couldn't, in good conscience, sign off on any of them right now. Most of it has to do with the signage.
Because we're supposed to have a certain
Very,
number.
there
and-
is, yeah, there's
different
very
things.
specific guidelines that they
Right.
want, and we've done our own thing, and all the other municipalities have done their own thing. And I know that there's certain regulatory people that are local to the field, they're not gonna be policing it. However, the risk manager in me knows that if something goes wrong and someone gets hurt, they're gonna say, well, you signed off on it and you said that this was gonna be done and it's not. And we're gonna be left holding a very ugly bag of poo.
And that was one of the things too, is people that request this or hold events, that they're culpable in the fact that they get insurance for the.
Well, they
so
have
we
to
went
show
through
the
that.
state they have insurance, but
Right.
quite honestly, that's showing the state. We have nothing in our guidelines that say they have to prove it to the city of Harrington that they
Didn't
have
we
insurance.
require that?
For the memorial hall.
I know,
For-
but
Yeah, for Memorial Hall.
But not streets and stuff.
Not streets or sidewalks or.
what was that fair? We had it was a kerfuffle. We had a situation at the car show and the Chamber of Commerce. There was an issue, and we required them to get insurance for their event back in the day.
Which is fine,
But that
I'm
was-
sure.
but that's not
it was-
set in
this is-
stone.
It's not written down.
Okay, that's
my
the
issue.
yeah. There's a lot to
So we
tidy
need
up.
basically some guidelines for events in city.
I'd like
how-
to see an ordinance or a resolution that basically sets a set of standards that every organization that is going to have an event in the city adheres to.
Right, that's what we need is a SOP.
And every time we put a caution, a safety precaution out there without codifying it, then the mayor or the city is just going to be accused of favoritism. Because the first person who had to follow it when it's not written down, oh, they don't like me, this mayor hates me.
That's what it was.
You know,
Is that one
and-
person had to have it, another didn't, and so there was
Yeah.
a big.
Yeah, no, if anybody knows me, if it's good for one, it's good for all.
And that's the way it should be fair to the public.
Yeah.
But I got a question, and maybe Jim could enlighten me. Was there language in the state that you know of, the frequency in a period of time that you could close down that road? Like,
Not that I know of.
so there was nothing governing that?
You're talking,
Like how many times a year can you close or divert this stuff? There's
as long as
no.
it's permitted, you're fine. And
Okay.
I don't know, you've got it in your minutes or your agenda to do a report later, but I can do that now. I've talked to
Sure.
county engineers working with us right now. He's got his name is James Wiggy. He is Lincoln County's engineer, traffic engineer. And he has volunteered to put together a certified plan that is legal. I mean, he will go through the municipal, MUTCD manual.
Yeah.
Municipality Uniform
Traffic
Traffic
code.
Codes, and put together a plan and give it to us, which will give us what signs need to be where, what size signs need to be where, and this will cover the detour that we do in every area the way we do it. So we will have those plans that are, an engineering approved plan, and the DOT will sign off on them too. That way, when we have a road closure, I think what we need to do is have whoever's sponsoring the event, we will give them a copy of this plan. This is what we require for you to close the road. And then, that will be proper, it'll be legal. So I think we're headed in the right direction. We're working on it right now, but it's gonna take him a little time to get it put together. So I was very pleased that he just volunteered to help us out,
Yeah.
He's helped the city in a couple of other areas.
Yeah,
So-
he's very helpful, and
And he's volunteered to climb our water tower if we
He
ever
already
need.
did.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Must be a young guy then.
This is one I'm interested in.
Tell me about the pulley.
I just want to know if it's full.
Yeah, we don't know. He, unfortunately, I told him, yes, we'd love his help. He went and did it on his own time, but he didn't tell me, so he did not have keys with him. And the hatch at the top is in fact locked.
Yeah,
Well, that's comforting in
Wasn't
some
that this
respects.
summer?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was out there. I saw him going up there. I'm like, oh, man. He's gonna fix the lever.
Yeah, throw him a can of
Gage,
paint or something.
the reality is, I don't think
I was
he
too
will
busy.
climb up the ladder, not the ladder on the outside, but the ladder up the side of the tank. He will never climb that until there's some other things looked at and reviewed.
Not safe.
He was nervous because he couldn't see what was holding it on the top.
Yeah.
And it's basically a post coming out of the top of the tank, that the ladder, the big, has a bollard that goes over, and that allows it to spin around, but what the health is of this metal pin
Yeah.
is unknown.
Do we,
And he didn't want to be on top of that to find out that it wasn't healthy and
It was new in 1939.
what could go wrong? Does anybody know the height of the different heights? I guess it's, I've never climbed it. It's one thing I didn't do. But I know,
I've got the specs here someplace.
Well,
is it over
And the
100
plans,
feet?
I found the original plans for it, and it's actually sitting at the engineer's office right now, so.
What's
I
the
need to get it back.
capacity of it?
115,000 gallons.
there, speaking
There he
of.
is, there he is.
Took a little longer at Harrington House for dinner than we thought. So.
It was just giving them a very cautious version of your climbing the water tower.
Oh, that's totally safe. I've got double wide lanyards and harness and stuff. I did a lot of climbing for the state with all my, not really for bridges, but radio towers. We would climb up and rappel down. Because I don't know anything about radios, but we inspect all the bolted connections for the tower and the ladder so that the radio techs who don't know anything about structures are safe to go up and climb it. So
Did you take a measurement on it at all? By any chance? How tall?
I didn't, although I could. I've got a laser
Okay.
thing, but
What would it require for you to climb it again?
Bucket truck?
warmer weather.
Well,
No, I thought about that. I mean, now that I've seen the bottom ladder was no problem. I was a little concerned about the top ladder because you can't see what it's anchored to. Once I got up there, it's like, oh, okay, now I see and it's fine.
oh, okay.
So.
So
yeah.
you would, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, it's because I couldn't open. Well, besides not having the keys, but I couldn't open the hatch because the upper ladder, will swivel all the way around it, and it was tied off above, like over the top of the hatch. So I could untie it and slide it over, but you don't want to slide it too far because you got to be able to reach the latch. But yeah, I could get a photo of the gasket or whatever's under there.
Okay.
But yeah, and less dinner before I try to climb. I don't think I can climb the stairs right now. Yeah, that's I mean, I was thinking of that after I did that one. It's like, well, how many cities have old towers? And to sum up what I told them, like, structurally, the thing's not in bad shape. I mean, I'm from the west side, and a lot of people know that, but it's you don't have the corrosion issue here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's thing's brand new, and it's had paint kept on it. That's the biggest thing. Steel will last
Remember the
if
last
you
time
keep
it
it
was
painted.
painted?
But there's no.
After 82, for one thing.
Yeah.
Because you can see the class of 82
No,
or something like that. It being painted over.
my brother, so 78.
Yeah, 78 was,
I would say 77, 78 is the last time it was painted.
But a lot of I saw the recommendations from the previous thing, and a lot of them are. You shouldn't spend the money. I don't think. I mean, some of the stuff, if it's not mandated, I thought some of the recommendations
Yeah.
were.
You guys
valid.
haven't seen it, but, I mean, it's literally, they want,
Mm-hmm.
they want the catwalk widened to meet current OSHA standards and a number of other, a cage on the outside of the,
If you want to do the math for how tall it is.
oh, well, here, I'll just.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that, and yes, if you want to make it brand new, you can do this, but a lot of it was, well, like ladder safety. I mean, technically, the ladder, I don't even think is wide enough because there's a minimum width on even a safety ladder. Now adding a tower climbing a safety system, a lot of times now, instead of like me going with the Y lanyard, you have a chest ascender and there's an ascender system, and please just get the cable, don't get the fancy unistrut lower. That stuff always jams up, and just get the cable because everybody's got a cable climber, and there's an anchorage and stuff, but it's kind of weird because you still have to get to the top. Even if you can see it from below, you have to climb up to it to see, is the bolt tight? You know, I mean, but
Is that the kind with the, you put on a belt and it has a brake, a lever sticking out of it, so basically a brake, going up's no
and actually, you
problem?
put it on your sternum D-ring,
Yeah.
and so that so center of gravity wise, if you fall, so it's not just a belt. You
Yeah.
can't use belts for anything except keeping your pants up anymore. You have to have a full body harness, and so leg straps, arms, and then you at a minimum always have to have a sternum D-ring, and then typically a back D-ring.
Right.
All the other D-rings, like hip D-rings, those are optional. They're more for placement and stuff.
And there's none of that there now, right?
No, not a ladder climbing system. No, I mean, the ladder's there, but these days what they would do is you'd have a ladder safety system. But it can be retrofit onto any ladder. It's just usually a couple U-bolts, and they hold a sheet metal, sheet metal, like 1/4-inch steel thing, and there's a cable. Usually I think it's a 7/16 cable that's, this far from the ladder rungs.
Okay.
And so you put it on, that way if you fall, you've got this, you're pulling it up, but it's a cam action and it just flips and locks, so you only fall about a foot. So that reduces the G-forces and the impact to your body and all that. But
Most of the modern stuff, like a grain silo and stuff, or leg, don't they spiral, stairs,
so that-
platform, stairs, platform,
So you
that
can
type of thing?
go, I'm going off memory here, I think you can go 10 feet, at least at one point it was 10 feet between platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another way to go. And it's not that you have to have, like what I did was legal per se with a Y lanyard, so you always have one connection. If I fall, I would fall 3 or 4 feet, but you're never not what they call 100% tie off. So I have this clip and I climb past it or to it. I have a second clip. I clip that one on before I take this one off. So you're never actually able to fall. But yeah, I mean, there's a couple ways to make things legal. Like the old caged ladders aren't legal anymore. But
No. Well, if you had the steps, from experience, I mean, you don't get as tired for one, and you can
Right.
carry stuff up.
the rest
Instead of
Well,
platform.
but to
losing it.
retrofit that would be crazy.
And
right?
Yeah.
this, I mean, you climb up. It's not a very long ladder either. I mean, I've climbed 300 feet of ladders, and
Yeah, there you go.
and then if you need to haul any gear or tools, you can always just drop a line and have somebody on the ground and
Yeah, but
pull it up.
with
But-
that rope, as much line as that gets heavy on you climbing that far.
Oh yeah. But no, it's really
You use
steel
muscles
wise,
for-
structurally,
yeah.
it's in good shape. And some of the it's been a while
That's
since I
good
looked
news.
at that, but there's some of the stuff. Because I think there was something. Did they want a bigger pipe or there was something with the main
Yeah.
pipe that was like, well, okay, that could be a pain. But some of their stuff was just touchy feely, like the lattice work that's around that thing isn't. I think it's not high enough, or it doesn't pass the 4-inch ball test. Oh, you got to replace all that. Well, it's still functional, and if you're tied off, you don't have to have any of those. You don't have to have a fall. So if you're in fall restraint, you don't need fall arrest. So if you have like your porch has to have a railing at a certain height. But if I'm tied off to the tower, to a legitimate anchorage, I don't have to have any railing at all. I don't even have to have the platform. You know, so how often somebody gonna go up there? How often does work need to be done? I mean, I didn't think, some of the stuff I don't think was good bang for the buck for what, you know.
Yeah.
If it's not mandated by an RCW or OSHA or WISHA or whatever, then
So as far as him doing it a second time, I would suggest that if indeed you are interested and would be willing to do that for us, we need to do that when it gets warm enough to be safe for him. We need to do it before we get into watering season, because the key is when he can open this up and get keys, to Jim's point. We need to do this at a time where Public Works is available to be around when he's up there, because if he's up there and it's not filled to the top, the next thing I would want is to say, okay, Lance or Ken, go trigger it, force it, and see how far it gets up, and you know, have a call and a dialogue. And if he can only do it on a Saturday, give the guys overtime to be there. Okay, but point is that I think that kind of a coordination. And then second of all, do you have like a GoPro or something that we could record what you would see when you're in there? Because I know that we had a guy, I don't know, David, was this the first or second year that we were doing it? Someone put a drone thing, like a water, they dumped a drone in the top of it. But
I get emails
Yeah.
weekly with companies that want to do a drone inspection.
But I don't know that we have on hand for us to consider, even if we wanted to discuss something as a council. I don't think we have any material to tell us what the inside of that looks like, and I would like to have a capturing
So
of all that.
I believe that is actually a requirement that we're supposed to get accomplished.
Well, if we go back, I know that the original paint went on in 1939, and then it was painted in mid-70s or so. That's the paint that's on it. When I was on the council in the early 90s, we were looking at having the inside cleaned and sandblasted. And that's about the time we ran into the sewer lagoon upgrade and mandate and all that, and we just put it on the back burner. So I don't think the inside of that tank has ever been touched. And that'd be where I would be curious, how much sediment's in it, how much buildup's on it. That, you know, if we're up there, it'd be really nice to know.
yeah, even if I just had a long 1x2 or something, stick it in there.
Well, yeah, and I've got GoPros that are waterproof, so.
That'd be, yeah. I bet they didn't have that when they built that.
I've got one of the little small ones that I throw in the water all the time, so.
We're very appreciative of you being willing to do that for us. I don't know what our legal requirements are on saying thank you, but to the extent that it is legal for us to do that, I would like to say thanks to him
Well, when
if
I'm
we can
doing
do
it
something.
voluntarily, it's very much more legal, which is
Well,
one of the
I
reasons.
get it, but I'm just saying, if there's a way that we can say our thanks in some way, it would be, your efforts would be certainly worthy of that.
Pictures of the gasket on that hatch
Hmm.
is one thing that is needed to be uploaded to.
Didn't it say you had a level tube or some kind of gauge there that tells how full it is?
There's a float, but that's frozen.
Well, I was gonna say, it's an operative.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's a beer keg.
And I think that was one of the
Cable, that's what
things
it is.
on the recommendation,
that'll
they
work.
wanted a whole new digital system. I'm like, or you
Cable's
could free up the
busted?
cable.
Well, and to be clear, if I remember correctly, that cable is just an indicator. It had nothing to do with whether it turns on or off.
Yeah,
it was just so that you could look
It's
at
just
it.
a
Right.
quote.
No,
Right.
yeah,
There
there's
was
a
just
pressure
a
sensor
black
down at
plate
the
to-
bottom, which is the trigger that.
Right.
turns
It's
on.
clear up. It was.
Yeah. So in
So
theory,
you grew up
the
there.
right gauge at the bottom will do more than repairing that at the top. I would think, but anyway,
Yeah, once we're out of freezing weather, then.
yeah.
Yeah. And the biggest thing for me is just time, because I go over the mountains almost every other weekend, so I probably will through most of this year. By the end of this year, I'm gonna be done, but.
I know how that feels. Okay, I know we got totally off track.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. We were talking about you about this street plan.
Yeah.
Right.
And
And
then we went off.
I did talk to a few people today because I hadn't actually told anyone that, oh, by the way, I'm volunteering. But yeah, everyone else, Dave Orbis is our public works director, and talked to him, and he's, you know, he's grew up in Davenport, and he's very supportive of that. Oh, yeah, we can, and he said that, I mentioned to a couple people, that Creston does things the same day, and he said, yeah, we do loan signs to Creston already. Apparently Ryan goes and drops them off in advance, so.
Oh,
So it's we're not reinventing the wheel, and
we'd go pick them up. We wouldn't have to have them drop.
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. And so we'll get, you know, I saw our sign guy, I mentioned it to Steve, and he said, yeah, that you know, we'll get an inventory of what we have to see what, if anything needs to get ordered, what would need to get ordered. And I don't know if, because I know you've been out for a little bit, do you know that they finally adopted a new MUTC?
No, I,
Just, well, it's the 23 edition, but the state finally adopted it like in October.
okay.
So I actually had a little bit of time to break today, and I downloaded, because it's not printed anymore, but they make available all the signs in vector format, so I can
Oh, they
make
do?
it. So I've got all the signs downloaded now, and then also I started playing with the map, but I don't have a finished product yet. But
That was a pretty good book to thumb through when you're trying to find something sometimes.
yeah,
That thick.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I thank you very much for
Yeah.
helping us out here, and I've been out long enough that I knew I didn't really want to try to refresh and re-educate myself, and,
right.
you know, it's just really appreciate you helping us out. And,
Yeah. Happy to help.
Very much.
Being part of the community.
well, I think that's kind of what I learned, just a little bit I've talked around, that the ones that are approving the parade used to be local, then it went to Spokane, I think it's out of Olympia now, but that's something that the local people are feeling a little upset about, is where they're taking the local tradition and stuff out of it, and they want to try to maintain that as much as they can.
And I think we'll go back to the forgiveness over permission, you know.
Yeah.
I don't need to tell Olympia you're doing that. Oh, I didn't know
But
we'd
if we
have
can, you know, if we can put together a standard plan.
Like the way his mind
We are
works.
gonna close the road. See, it's up to whoever's having the event to apply for that permit. So that we can provide them with, here's the paperwork, here's what needs to go, to where that's the plan that everybody uses. It's not,
Right.
you know,
4 years ago, it was literally a highlighter on a map.
Yeah.
This is this, and I thumbs up out of Spokane.
he
you're
has
good to go.
the
But
ability to make it really pretty.
Oh, yeah. That's just it. You baffle them with
Those guys
this
can
looks
make stuff
professional.
look
This guy must
really
know what he's
nice.
doing.
last year, her name escapes me off the top, but she was like, going, yeah, they're all going to Olympia now. And somebody above is reviewing all these and approving them, so.
So before
Okay.
we move on from committee assignments, I think it's important we at least get code enforcement. But events, I think, is also an important one too.
Yeah, so any volunteers for kind of looking at our codes and working with what's focused on?
Do you want to do that with me?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. And then events in the city.
I guess that leaves me.
I will work with you very closely on that. 'Cause
Okay.
that's kind of a near and dear project to me, so. Okay.
Good job.
I can draw some stuff up.
Paint it.
Yeah.
You'll be standing in the middle of the road pointing.
Really?
You have a building
Yeah.
codes committee?
Oh,
Yeah.
we do now, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Progress.
Progress.
I'm happy to offer my advice to anything on that if anybody wants it.
Well, I think we've got some zoning
Yeah, we'll need
issues
it.
to get nailed down first,
Okay.
so.
If
Okay.
there's- If there's nothing else for me, Shelley's.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
Carl,
no, go.
freezing.
Thank you.
So, I just,
Oh, yeah.
I said I'd stop by and
So much.
Very much
make sure
appreciate
that
it.
everybody
Thank you.
remembers.
Appreciate you stopping in.
Do you go by James or Jim?
James.
James, okay.
So yeah, I know you know how to get a hold of me, and you know how to get a hold of me, you know, so
Yep.
don't hesitate to reach out.
You're in my phone.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You bet, you bet. You guys have a great night.
Okay.
Thank you.
very fortunate to have him as a connection.
Yes. He's a really good addition to the community.
Yes.
He joined Lions Club and volunteers for everything.
He lives in Harrington?
Lives out,
Doesn't he live off of Duck Lake Road?
yeah,
Somewhere?
yeah, somewhere out
Off
there.
of,
It's where,
Is that where Randy Barons lived for a while out there?
no, it's the other.
Huddle?
The other one, Beck?
off of Huddle Corner?
Yeah, no, it's off
Duck
the,
Lake Ramona.
Okay.
yeah.
The Huddle right down there?
Bischoff.
Bischoff?
Bischoff,
Bischoff. Oh.
Ed?
yeah.
Ed Bischoff?
Be west of Don Tim's. Stacy and
Okay.
Lance's
Oh,
place.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it's almost Odessa, isn't it? It's almost Odessa District, isn't it?
Yeah, it's close.
Coffee Pod Lake.
Groundskeeping?
Groundskeeping. So what I'm looking for is a direction that you guys want to see us going. There were two options. One is to hire a company to come in and do it. We've gotten one official bid that was an eye-opener. I've got,
I would request, you don't have to say who, but I would request that the number be record, because there's a lot of opinionation in the community about what a person should be able to get this for. Our previous contract was for 30,
well, no,
38.
it had gone up to
well, it
42.
increased into 42,
It increased
and
to
there were a lot of
42.
people that said that was outrageous, so I just for perspective, can you
I don't have the
please?
exact number in front of me, but it was north of 60.
Yes.
Yes.
So just perspective.
And that was to take care of the cemetery, the parks?
The
And
same.
then triangle.
Okay. Has have we thrown out there how much it'd just be for the cemetery alone?
No.
We still have to solve for the park, but
still-
I
And
think
our own guys?
I think
do
we're
our-
pretty aligned at this point. We're going to do it ourselves, right?
Well, I don't think
I
we
don't
have
think
an
we have
option.
any other
I mean,
option,
that's sick. The thing is, it was with Aaron's Tree Service, and I know he would have done a good job, but there's no way that we can afford to do that.
Right, right. Well, my idea is like if we get behind the eight ball, stuff doesn't work out, that we could hire the cemetery, but our guys could do the parks and, and all that. I mean, how much of a cost difference is there between segregating it out? If we
Help
even
me out,
tried that
'cause
before.
We haven't
got
bid it that
similar
way.
numbers, but it was like 60 or 65% of the overall bill was attributed to the cemetery.
I'd say a lot of it would be because, well,
It's a lot of work.
Probably
Yes.
closer to 65,
Well,
because
and
it's 7 acres.
The park,
number
you're going to
one.
be able to go da 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 da
That's
da,
exactly-
except
yeah,
for
that's what I was
trees,
gonna bring
and
up.
for the headstones, you're going to be zippity doo dah all around them.
And the weed whacking and everything.
Yeah.
So it was, the cemetery is the bigger share of our groundskeeping operation.
Well, I think something we need to look at also is, it's not just mowing. It's not just weed eating. There is going to be, especially as many trees as we
sprinkler
have,
tree removal, yeah.
there's a lot of debris. So I would say probably it's
Yeah.
gonna have to be bagged at times.
Yeah.
Picked
So,
up. You know, we can't just mulch everything because it's just gonna build up.
yeah.
I think at some point, that's what we need to do is mulch, but it's not going to,
Until we get our tree problem,
yeah.
solved, I think.
Well,
we're-
what did you find, Creighton?
Well, I called, he's the maintenance guy for Fairmont Memorial Parks, and that's 3 big cemeteries in Spokane.
Yes, it is.
And he's the maintenance guy. And he told me, of course, how he put it is who you have driving these mowers, you need to have something really tough because they can't find anybody to ride them. So it's a hard thing. Gave me 3 brands that he recommended getting, and Deere wasn't one of them. He wasn't totally against Deere, but Deere cost too much. And as of today, I went and looked at one of the other ones he suggested with Toro, and they cost too much. I mean, they're probably about $4,000 more than Kubota or Gravely, or, and then he recommended Hustler. Now, Adams Tractor did handle Hustlers. They do not anymore, but they have a demo there that is the very low end of a commercial grade mower, and it has, I think, 70 hours on it, and they'll give it to us for $8,000. It's a Hustler it's a 60-inch fast track for with tax 8728.
How old is it?
It's probably last year's. It was a demo.
Is
Okay.
it 40 hours?
Yeah, something 40 or 70. I can't remember. It was under 100 hours.
So there won't be problems getting parts for
No.
it? Okay.
Hustler was something that we had for our rest areas. That was a brand that we used.
Right. He also suggested Grasshopper too, and there isn't, as far as I can tell, a Grasshopper dealer in Spokane. There's one in Moses.
Yeah, we had Hustler and Kubota. It was the two brands that they kind of.
The Kubota, the one that I thought was really kind of cool. Like you can go down in models. This would be all of these. The other ones are 52-inch. I figured some driving up at the cemetery, probably 52's wide enough.
52 to 60, no wider.
Yeah, this Hustler is a 60. But the Kubota with a fuel injection engine is $14,000, including tax.
Now is it
These are zero turn.
Side discharge or rear?
Yeah, they're all side discharge.
Okay.
You can put mulcher kits on them.
Back in 22 when I got this, and I called the other day, and they're working on a quote, the John Deere Z, the zero turn. It's a 60-inch and all that. But back when we got this in 22, and it's a rear discharge, and it had the fancy tires on it that never go flat. But that's about a $1,200 option or more. You could do with that. I mean, you could go away with that. But with the tax, it's $13,939. That's in 22. I don't know what the guy. This is off the state bid through RDO. The guy that's doing it is out of Kennewick, as their state office or whatever. So he's going to get back to me. So I mean, it'll give us a comparison.
And I was going to stop and talk to Brad Floyd at Pape, and he was on the coast today. And so, but I know we need to get with this.
So,
At my point right now is I would not be totally against buying this Hustler for
$8,000,
$9,000 compared to 14.
We had a Hustler.
They're good rig.
We bought one.
The city had a Hustler.
We had a Hustler,
Okay.
yeah, because I kind of, was familiar with them then, and we bought one
I'm not
then.
familiar with the name brand.
They've been around.
It's an industrial.
Okay.
How about Bobcat? Now, not like the regular Bobcat. It was,
Yeah, there's.
I don't even know if they have them. They were their own animal, no pun intended. But I mean, they were.
And there's Kubota less expensive. The 400 series is less. This quote for the 14 is the 700 series, and there's the 500 or 400 series. Isn't that what that is? Yeah.
Yes.
400 series, and that's the same with the Gravely. Is you can go the cheaper route with those two.
And the only reason why I chose the rear discharge is because you take a picture, take a look at this one right now, and anybody that's rode a riding
extra
lawnmower
width.
going in between graves or all that, that's you're going to be smacking the.
Now I know what the MKB, they just put mulch kits on them, so they were not discharging at all. We'd also need to buy a blower, and we need to buy a weed whacker. And he said you don't buy anything but steel, straight shaft. He didn't care what model, but you don't buy anything but that.
Right, that's what I've been hearing.
He put it in
we can get
really
a
good
backpack
language.
blower for- We've been talking about getting one for a long time for a number of reasons, and you can pick them up off Amazon for $200. So
What? Well, you want the commercial. You don't want the Walmart brand. I mean, there is a difference.
and I was just thinking
$300
for $200.
For,
I mean,
you know.
but versus $1,000.
Oh no, you wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get that.
Well, we just bought one that's a little above bottom, and you can get them for $300, something like that. If they go
Well,
belly up, then you just go buy another one.
exactly. In 22, I figured out by getting that 13,000, and then buying a blower, blower, and a trimmer, and possibly a trailer to put it on, we were gonna be under $20,000 was the projected target. It could go up to that. And I don't know if the cemetery, MBK, if they use a push mower or anything. I guess Honda, a few of the good ones are not around anymore, but
I
do
think
they
we
use
should
that at all?
have At least one push mower just to kind of
Self-propel-
get in some
whatever, yeah.
tight spaces and what have you for.
But $500, $400, $300?
Yeah, if you're gonna buy a Honda, it'd be $500.
But I mean, that's
At least.
Yeah, at least.
And we have a trailer.
It's before tariffs.
One of the trailers
Yeah,
that we've
they-
had has
they-
been resurrected and is made on top of the flatbed with the back.
Now we
so-
just gotta have somebody to ride it. Once we decide we
Okay.
need
Well,
somebody.
that's, and that was really the purpose of putting it on the agenda was we're good to move forward with advertising and finding solutions to get people. to-
Well,
Wait, did you possibly ask him man hours per acre or anything?
Nothing like
at all?
that. He said they're running, 40 hours a week they're running them, and they're usually, depends on who drives them. The one guy may have 2 or 3 broke down a day
Yeah.
because he runs into stuff. And I'm just thinking the zero turn would probably run at least 10 hours a week, between 10 and 15. I think you could mow it all in that amount of time. So,
I had kind of budgeted in my head 20 hours a week.
okay.
and I think there's a chance we may need to offer some degree of Lance's time to make it work.
He would love that.
And part of the reason why I say that is I think it's going to be easier. It's not going to be easy, but it'll be easier for us to find someone to ride the mower than it will be to do the weed whacking. And I think we might have to split that some to get the attraction that we need from certain people's interests to say, hey, your body doesn't need to do all of it. But on the other hand, we can't offer a lot of Lance's time because Lance has a job, and that does. The streets don't get less needy
That's
because
what
we have to mow
Adam's
grass.
tractor gave
And
me
I'm
3.
Also
And the middle one is the
looking
hustler.
at some of the other obligations that
Is
we
that a
have for
state
staffing in the
contract
city.
bid, or is
No,
just-
that's just,
The
in fact,
janitorial work and.
I mean, they're
the,
listed quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, about
metering.
$2,000
And so if there's a
a
way
piece
that I
more
can-
than that.
Yeah.
Creatively.
New. So
There's
these
So-
are series
together.
models. I
Here's
assume.
something I'm going to throw out. If you guys don't like this, you can just vote it down. But I make a motion to authorize funds up to $10,000 to be spent at the direction of consensus of the mayor and the cemetery chairman of that committee. If we need more, we can come back to it later. But I think I've talked with Creighton. I think he understands where we're at financially. He knows more about the equipment than I'm going to know and stuff. I think we need to get going. And I trust that if he finds a good deal, and if anyone else wants to be on that with him, it's not me trying to put this in Creighton's hands, but I'm saying I, as a councilman, don't need to be in this further than saying that I trust that he's going to find us a good deal with this. So, Dave, if you want to be on it with him or anybody else, that's fine, but I think we need to move and give
Dave-
somebody a
David's
free
on it. I
hand to
already put
move.
him on it.
Well, the only, about your motion, I think we have to, I don't know if I can bring this up because it's on the table.
So do a
Yeah,
second?
yeah.
Second.
Okay.
Is discussion,
Yes.
is with the cemetery endowment money, and I'd say 2/3 of the expense of a mower or wear and tear and stuff's gonna be cemetery. I don't see the endowment paying for the whole thing when it's not specifically used 100% for the cemetery.
No. This can't come out of the cemetery's endowment at all because we can't pull from the endowment. But
Why not?
well, because you can only take the interest money. You can't actually take
Well, that's
any.
that's what I mean, the interest that we,
Okay, so
Okay.
but I
Their
was saying
earnings.
this would be out of the general because let me put it this way: when
Well,
we
I
were doing MKB was paying it, and then if we were moving funds internally from the cemetery, that's a separate matter. But the thing is, at the end of the day, the owner of this is going to be the city. And if the cemetery reimburses or rents the equipment from the city, we can figure that out.
But if we're having a
Operational
problem paying for it,
costs.
I mean, that's a good idea, is that we buy it strictly cemetery, and then, you know, if we use it for parks and stuff, I mean, if you're strapped for cash, is what I'm trying
Yeah.
to get at.
Well,
there
how much is in the cemetery maintenance fund?
I have no idea.
Well, the maintenance fund, and then there's an endowment that has the interest of that, and that's been getting,
Well, I guess.
it's just a thought, I mean, for
So-
discussion.
No, that's a decent thought.
Let me throw this out. I was gonna get to
You
it.
might have
but
to
I just
expand
wanna-
your shed up there.
I'm gonna ask if we can meet as a council, hopefully for a very short meeting next week, on Wednesday, for a short meeting, and maybe we can get these questions answered and bring them up on Wednesday. So first off, are you guys up for a meeting on?
Can we do it during the day in case there's basketball?
There's gonna be basketball.
State game?
No, not, well, it's
State
district.
next week.
Okay.
No, not next week, it's the next week.
I'm good.
Okay,
I would, it would be, if we can do it in the morning, that'd be better.
8?
I'm fine with
Not
8.
too early, I sleep in on Wednesdays.
7. I'm up and ready to go by 4.
I know what you do, your wife leaves and you go back to
I
bed.
retract my, I retract my
Walk
motion.
around the block so she thinks I'm going out to the shop.
Smart man.
Okay, so we can meet on Wednesday, in the morning.
Next Wednesday?
Next.
Yeah, just make sure to text us or something.
Well, say, I'm not even sure that you, I mean, I think we should utilize the endowment for what it was intended for.
No, you're right, is that if that money is there, it could be advantageous to do it through that, because it legitimately, you're gonna be splitting it between two entities, and there's no way you can make an argument that the city has more of a play in it than the cemetery does, so.
But after we get going, then we can figure out how many hours we're putting up there, how many hours we're putting down here, and bill each fund.
Yeah.
To where it's appropriate.
Yeah, just like we're gonna start billing the cemetery for water too.
On paper.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Did
that's
that-
tabled, but next week we can make some solid decisions on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let me grab a piece of paper out of my
What date is that
office.
next night? So what is
The
it?
next one.
That'd be the 25th?
25th, yeah.
as long as we're out of here by 10:30, I have a tax appointment at
I have to
11.
be at my desk by 10, so
Okay,
it's easy.
I'm good.
Here's.
Yeah, I'd like a text
25th,
reminder.
Okay.
Me too,
You too?
please.
You want it the night before?
Wake up call for 7 for
Wake up call
Gavin,
for 7
please.
for Gavin, okay. You guys want morning of or nighttime?
When is our?
I don't
text
care.
meeting?
Morning of.
Morning of? Okay.
What time are you talking
Cassie, when is our
about?
text meeting?
8 o'clock?
It is on the 26th Thursday
Well,
at
I
9
got
a.m.
coffee at that time.
On the 20, is that Wednesday?
We'll just move it over there then.
Yeah,
Thursday, the 26th.
at the posting office.
And I'm up at
Oh,
The
4:30.
meeting is Wednesday, the 26th.
Jim's up and then I
Thursday.
get up.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Thursday, okay,
It
so
is,
we're
yeah.
Wednesday's.
at
You
night.
say you're up at 4?
Okay.
Most of
Okay.
the time. My
Three
alarm
text
used to go off at
reminders.
3:51
Okay.
every day
Yeah.
for 30 years, and now it's still.
Now you
Okay,
can't-
sorry about that.
You can't change that now.
Okay, this has been coming, and here it is. I don't know how to frame this other than I'm throwing this out for what does the city, the council want to do with the town square. The intent was that was supposed to be built out, so when it was finished, it was handed over to the city to basically manage, maintain, and go on. The problem is, it is not finished. These, there's 3 key areas. There is some landscaping that needs to be done, some sand that needs to be done, something needs to be done differently, be it rocks or whatever. The intent with it, and I'm totally down with that, is that it was supposed to be effectively waterless, so we weren't gonna have another patch of ground to mow or whatever. But it needs to be done something differently. We have a pallet of bricks with names on them that were purchased. They're currently stored at the city shop, that need to basically be put in to the ground. So what's there needs to be pulled and something else
I
put
just
in.
had 4 more made, so.
Okay. And then lastly, there's a number of people who contributed specifically for the benches and for the trees that need to be recognized with honorariums and plaques and what have you. This is not necessarily a city problem, except for I'm getting
Except it
letters
is.
and emails basically saying, hey, we need to get this finished. I've talked to Cindy Hawsey, who is the treasurer for the chamber. She currently has what's remaining of the funds from Innovia to finish it.
Which is,
$1,306.58, which I'm gonna guess these plaques
Every bit of that.
will eat some of that. And the rest of it,
I won't pay for any rocks or anything.
I don't know, but I don't know which we want to do. I mean, I'm hesitant to use our manpower to be doing that when there's other things to be done.
So one thing I mentioned to you, and I can get a dirty look from 2 of the council members if they want, I'd like to discuss this at Lions Club. I'm not saying, to be clear, that the Lions Club will take it on or that they should take it on, but I think this is part of, it's at least within the realm of discussion for a service organization
Community project.
to maybe do some parts of it or to coordinate. I know for certain there are people who are interested in the work days that were happening, but the communication of those work days, was it last year or the year before, was starting to fail. And so there were people who were asking me, like, are we having another one of those work days? So I think there's still manpower in the community if we do a better job of communicating it.
My understanding was when they put that in, that, because the Lions Club did work, and we did do projects there, but we gave, it was kind of like we put in labor hours that went towards the Inova grant.
Yeah.
But who was organizing this to begin with?
Well, the
It wasn't
chamber.
It wasn't the city.
It wasn't the chamber.
Well, no, it was, well,
It
it was
was-
an offshoot of the chamber that was functioning in some ways as the chamber.
It was an ad hoc group. So
And are they
there
still
lists-
interested in,
I have a sense if they haven't finished it, I haven't asked them because I figured if they were interested.
I
they
will
would-
make sure I ask them at the next meeting, the chamber.
Oh, okay.
We got into this discussion about 4 years ago,
Yeah.
and it was very clear. I mean,
Does the city actually own that piece of property
It's-
now?
The city owns.
It's deeded
it
to the
always
city.
owned it, that
Always
property.
owned it.
It was just,
Well,
it was just another
Floyd owned
vacant
it.
lot. Well, it got
Yeah.
gifted to us or whatever, but.
It was a
when
part of a
that
guild
started-
trade, if I remember
When that
right.
started,
yeah, there was
the
a
city owned it.
Okay.
I mean, and I spent a few hours over there, you know, raking and doing stuff, and
Mhm.
the ground is pretty incredible. It's got 100-year-old bricks still buried in it. And from what I understand, it was a basement, and it kind of got filled in with debris and stuff.
Well,
before it-
my only, from the get-go, I think Mr. Gossett, or Jay was involved with, I mean, it was some kind of a group.
I've seen
It never
Jay, I've
really,
seen Tim Tipton.
Yeah,
There's
it's-
been a number of names that.
It
have
was
been-
never
But-
formally the chamber, but it was very chamber adjacent to the point where it was
And
hard to argue it wasn't the chamber, even if that was technically true.
and the PDA, I think at the
Yeah,
time, had their
there you go.
fingers, you know.
Mm.
like, that's what it was.
because at that time, the Lions Club was very interested in helping out, but we weren't gonna take it on as our project, as a Lions Club project.
Yeah.
Well, they had no blueprints, they had nothing written down on a roll of toilet paper or a scratch pad. They were just, this person wanted that one wanted this, and it was just a quagmire,
Well,
frankly,
and
from the
it's
start.
Effectively the same thing. I mean,
So-
it's just been people coming up with ideas, well, let's do this, and it's kind of just developed. And as a matter of fact, there's a whole section there right in front of the window of the kiosk that it was kind of, as we were putting pavers down, it's like, you know, we shouldn't just stop there. We really need to put pavers out there in front of this, otherwise it's a.
Well, all the
ankle biter.
benches, there should be pavers around the benches.
And this is why we,
Pavers, those are all.
I know this is an unpopular statement in some places, but we have to be a lot more careful about what gifts we accept as the city.
And I agree with that, because I was, you know, frankly, at the time, things that look a little different now, but I was against really the city should have sold it to a group or organization because we were sinking the city, I mean, with our maintenance and our responsibilities. And hence where we are now, what do? We're talking about budget downfalls and, I mean, price of this and that, and then we're expected to go do this, and look at it's costing us for upkeep for the cemetery and everything else.
Expected. Nobody has come to the city
Well-
and said, you must do this, but I'm getting asked the question.
Well, I know, but
But at the end of the day, the city, former organizations and governments of the city, for council members, signed us up to have the city's name be on us, and we own it. So whether we like it or not, or whether this group had any intentions towards it, we own it. And there's things that we can do that we are already paid for, the bricks that are sitting in there that we can do without a dime. And I think we have a responsibility to try and get this across the finish line, and when it comes to more funds, we'll cross that bridge. But
exactly, I mean, figure out a game plan. You're basically looking for a game plan or a solution to finish it. I don't know what.
I would, can I take this to the
Yeah,
club
no,
and have
I'm
us
good
at
with
least
that.
discuss it, and then we'll see how much the club is willing to do, and then we'll bounce it back to the city with that answer.
I mean, what is, like I said, there's no blueprints or artist conception that
Well,
I've seen.
there's a map there.
Is there?
Yeah,
I mean,
there
Yeah,
is.
they had Milky,
Lapeer?
no, Judy.
Judy
Milky.
Yeah,
Is she, okay.
but I think that's already been deviated from.
But I mean, there
somewhat
is a goal in mind, right?
Yeah, there's a, and you should look at it.
I just, basically, as far as I'm concerned, those are the three things that really need to be done. The bricks need to
Yeah.
be put in, the plaques need to be, created.
Where's-
In just some of those areas where it's just sand need to be decided. My personal opinion, to kind of keep in
Rock.
the theory, is just put in some,
and use decorative rock.
the weed block.
Well, who's the project manager on it? Because once you have too many chiefs.
Nobody.
I mean,
That's
That's
the
what I
open
told Jay.
question.
I says, there's nothing here. I says, you can't expect to build something unless you have a goal and you have a direction.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just willy-nilly, and it's just gonna wind up a crap pile or a quagmire. And, unfortunately, that's kind of what until somebody
Well,
takes the bull by the horns and have a direction and go.
Well, that's
And
I'll
where's
volunteer to put the brick pavers in.
where's heart and soul in
I'll do
this
that.
matter?
Yeah.
Well, that's not their. They wouldn't. Yeah. So we'll take it to the Lions Club, and we'll see. I'm sure this will come back. Yeah.
I just, because you're right, there needs, the reason stuff got done, not last summer, but the summer before, was because they did kind of hire a person to kind of be that point person to kind of drive the boat and
Was it
keep
Tim?
things. No, it was a woman who lives out of town.
Yeah, I forget her name.
But that being said, it needs the same thing. Somebody needs to be appointed to be the point person to
Yeah,
drive the
yeah.
boat.
Well, possibly get the Lions Club involved in it.
Have
and,
the work
Give it a
parties
little
and-
push and maybe chamber, maybe homemakers, maybe we can get
Yeah.
everybody to just kind of get on it, get it done,
Are they-
I don't think
It needs to
it'll
get
take that
done
long.
now.
But maybe we can get the whole gang going.
Yeah.
A little excitement.
Community thing and go for it. Once you have a plan and everything's organized.
exactly.
Throw money at it and then go, right?
Because we purposely haven't put the sand down to vibrate the sand and make all the bricks locked
Well,
in.
it's
and all
the
that
wrong type of
because-
sand. It's not polymeric sand.
Well,
So I
no,
understand
we'd have to
that.
get the correct sand, but we haven't even
Yeah.
gone there yet.
No, I know.
because-
It's got a lot of work. that
How
needs to
much,
be-
how much of a bite do we obligate I mean, this is something you guys, Lions members, could answer. Are they looking for manpower, labor, or are they looking for financial? I mean, how much, where does?
Right now, we're looking. It's not there. There is no they here.
We is they.
But I mean, what's the involvement? Like, the Lions Club will take care of it. You guys have done a lot already, Lions this,
This-
Lions that.
this
Is it a financial or is it a labor?
This is a labor. This is
It's-
a manpower.
There will
volunteer power.
to get it done the way it needs to get done. There will likely need to be some more funds. I, as a councilman, am not voting for any of those.
No. Right? And I'm not sitting here
Sorry.
holding my hand out,
Well-
asking for anything.
We need letters.
Like I said, they've got.
Not at this point.
Not at this point.
$1,300. All the bricks are done
Mm-hmm.
and paid for. So our involvement is basically
Wash
use the
our hands for
forklift
that?
and get the bricks to the site.
Yeah, it's at least the next step.
You know, we can do our part to push it along, but as
Nope.
far as I'm not buying a bag of sand to
Who-
if the sand's there, we've got the machine now that can vibrate it all into place.
Who technically owns that wall, the south wall? Is it Lance
Well, that's
Wagner,
his-
or is it part?
Then we kind of decided it's kind of part of that building.
Well, I think it was determined that we do, but we'd like to not.
I think it's a separate wall.
I
think
talked-
There's a double wall.
See, so
Yeah, it is.
until
I
somebody
thought it
gives
was an
direction on this
interior
stuff, I mean, we're gonna chase
I
our
talked to
tail.
Brittany about that because I had some ideas that I was.
Well, they were
gonna
talking about
volunteer
you about a
for.
mural, right?
Yeah, well, you know, like in the cities, how they do the letters and they do all the stuff inside the letters. I wanted to do
That's-
Harrington. And
To that point, I would say this: if you can come up with next time you're talking to Bingaman, throw in to the rest of the hour he's billing us for anyway.
Yeah,
That if you can draft up quickly some language to just give that wall away, do it. I don't want to own that wall. I don't want to maintain that wall. Wagner's can decorate it all they want. I don't want, if it falls down, for anyone to potentially say, "Well, your wall damaged my building." Just give them the wall.
well, if they wanna do something positive, I
Yeah.
have an idea is fix that wall up, paint it white, it's a great
Yeah.
place for showing a movie or,
That's
you know.
exactly what I wanted to do. I was
Yeah.
gonna suggest that we get some mortar and just plaster a
It-
big
it'd
section
be
of the
great for
wall and
a
turn it into
projector
a
or-
projector.
And then, you know, in
Right
summertime
out on
and
the
stuff,
kiosk. It'd be awesome for that.
it's a walk-in theater instead of a drive-in theater. Or walk-by theater.
Okay.
yeah, get some zappers down there for the mosquito.
Yeah, there you go.
Very romantic. Yeah.
I like a man that's thinking ahead.
Okay, it is 8:26. We, next on the agenda, we have an executive session to review employee performance. How long do we need, Stephen?
I'm gonna say 20 minutes because I'm an optimist, but be prepared to extend.
Okay. .20 at 8:27, we'll return at 8:47?
Yeah.
Okay.
think it stopped snowing out there.
Melt as soon as it gets
The other one doesn't.
The mics are slow to heat up. Does it feel drafty out here to you?
Yeah,
Also, I mean, I don't
It's-
know what it is. Maybe the windows, it just feels like there's some kind of,
well,
instead of a heat source, it feels like a
It shuts
ice
off
box.
at 5, it goes back down to like
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm fine.
67, but I'm wondering if it kicked off again. But I hear it running.
Yeah?
In the summer, I think it runs at
It is
80 in here.
67. It's probably just
At least.
When you look at that door, you can see all the way around.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think these windows are far from the highest efficiency. I'm pretty sure there's no low in them. Are we back live?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you for that time. I put the next topic on here for my benefit. I feel like there are information and reports that you guys got just because they've been traditional, but I have a sense that there might be other pearls of information that you guys would like to see consistently every meeting. So I've already heard bank statements or bank
Balances
Okay.
for all accounts that store value.
Bank balances.
So
and
that'd be-
investment balances.
Investment balances, anything that's a static holding of funds.
Okay.
I assume that we're gonna get a statement every month from the endowment fund, from James, whatever. they
Raymond
are.
James?
Yeah,
As soon as
Should-
we-
Or is it
as
quarterly?
soon as-
It's every,
I
it's
don't
every
know yet
month.
Because
So
we
you'll know it.
haven't,
we haven't done it yet?
been trying.
Okay.
Uh, And then-
The revenues.
The revenues.
Because, yeah, we should have a little bit of earnings to play
Well,
with.
not just that, but the tax, all the tax distributions.
The state,
We've never,
you know,
Mm-hmm.
the taxes and the excise taxes and the sales tax and what our portion is.
Yeah.
Because that's largely what's paying for the city's operation.
mhm.
That's what turns on the lights and pays the wages.
So by Amazon, we get that money,
Yeah.
sales tax.
Deliver it here.
Well, they do. Wonderful job at times. Okay.
Okay, I'll just leave that out there if you guys can think of anything
I think that's the
specifically.
biggest for now.
Just send me an email so we can start, because I'd like to have a consistent set of documents that you guys have, whether they're actionable or not, just you guys have them, so. Okay, we've already kind of talked about the road closures, so we can move on.
It's in progress.
Okay. Ordinance review, did you guys get the ordinance 210? This is just some simple house cleaning.
210?
No, you didn't see it.
Wait,
So
wait.
ordinance 210, and I mailed it out, or I sent it out a while ago. It's very simple. It just says that the city has these specific places that they will post notifications for
Okay, yeah.
council meetings, agendas for council meetings.
When did you send this out?
Oh, the week before the meeting that didn't happen.
Postings for our meetings
Where
and
we
business.
post
Okay.
our meetings. And it's outdated.
Well, obviously with Facebook now,
Well,
I mean, some of that.
that's not anything official technically.
I know.
We've just been doing that.
But it's kind of taken over that, because it used to be the front door of City Hall.
Well, and we still do that. So right now, we are officially posting on the window of City Hall, and we are posting at the post office.
Okay.
Those are where we've consistently been doing it, but the original ordinance is outdated. I think it talks about spaces or buildings that don't
Can you find it?
aren't even used anymore. So I do not have a replacement to that ordinance, but what I would like to do is build one, but I need from you guys, where does council see being the official locations where we would officially post
Question.
notifications.
Right here on this door.
Do we,
We have to have two places.
I was just gonna ask that, is there, what's the RCW's on that? I can't
I'm pretty
remember.
sure we need to have two.
So not the door.
I thought it was at least
because I
one,
think
but two.
So we
It's
would put it in
yeah.
the window on the
Oh,
side.
yeah, okay.
I mean, I'd say here in the post office, those are the two government
It'd be
buildings.
nice that every business in town would have it, but I mean, it's a lot of hassle, or could be.
I mean, we could, post it in the kiosk, although that doesn't always get taken.
That was
down,
suggested
so-
at one time, but somebody had to put it in there.
I'd say just here in the post office should be
Okay.
fine.
I would agree with that.
I don't think the businesses, I would probably want it in the window.
Yeah.
They already have a lot of things posted. I don't know. It's a lot of noise for people there.
Okay, so since I don't have an ordinance done, I don't think that is an action that we need to take, but I can draw it up so the next meeting we can have a replacement ordinance for that.
Okay.
Let me ask you this, has anybody complained that they don't know when the meetings are, or where do they find the information?
Personally, I think they're seeing it on Facebook before they see it anywhere
Okay.
else.
So there's nobody has
Do
a,
we want to, I'm hesitant to do so, but do we want to say that Facebook is an official location?
I don't believe you can legally do that.
I don't think we should rely on a
social media?
Now, once we have a fully operational integrated webpage,
We don't, where is that status on that?
um,
Building?
building,
Well, that's a whole nother topic.
Well, that is one of the
Keeping
places.
in mind, let's just, as a shorthand, consider this. When you do have a claim of having a website, you are suddenly legally obligated to treat it in a different way.
You're supposed to maintain it.
Yeah, and there's things that will need to be on it too. So just
Oh.
be careful how quickly you rush towards that one.
Be careful what you wish for.
Mm-hmm.
Did that answer your question, or do you?
yeah, are you guys opposed?
So,
I
I would go with
guess-
what required, what we have it, if people are used to it. The council needs to see it before disseminated to the public.
Yes.
It's like if any changes that need to go on, I think that'd be beneficial to you and the clerk. Like, hey,
So,
you know,
I do know it's supposed
additions.
to be posted 48 hours before, so typically we would, any changes to an agenda would need to be made before the end of the day on Monday.
Yes, but I think moreover to David's point, I would say I would prefer a standing policy happen in this office that nothing gets posted to the public before the council has been notified.
Okay.
And
Whether we
given
look at it or not.
yeah, if
They
you
just
don't
need
look
to be
at it,
sent
that's
our way.
yeah.
Checks and balance to it.
I'm not saying anyone needs to hold our hand to make sure it got our attention, but at least at that point we have had the option of seeing it.
Kind of proofread it if there's a mistake or need to add something. I mean,
Or just that way the public doesn't end up knowing more than we do. Or
Okay.
that's why you're married.
Uh,
That's a small joke.
Consent agenda.
The only thing I got.
well, let's put it into.
Yeah, I move we accept the consent agenda with maybe a small change.
Second.
Okay, discussion, Creighton?
Okay, the paper lady was here as a visitor.
Oh, that's right, she came late.
Yep, she came in late.
Olivia
Yeah, is that her name? I can't ever
Yeah.
remember her name.
Harnack. Yeah.
John.
And then down, what page it is, third page, something. Address items to be removed from the consent agenda. It says CM moves to approve. Well, we don't know who the CM is.
Council member, I forgot to add that.
Yeah,
Council member.
I'll volunteer that it was me, but I have no clue if it was.
Fix it, yeah.
And I thought I saw that CM and without the name on it again, but it's no big deal. I just thought if we,
Well, for future records, it
Yeah.
should be state.
I didn't do that. Other than that, I'm fine with everything else.
Okay, so Cassie, you got those adjustments?
Yep, I'll get those adjustments.
Okay.
Thank you, Cassie.
Thank you.
Okay, any other adjustments to the consent agenda?
I'm still getting through the claims because we only have had them for a few hours, so bear with me, please.
Sure.
Oh, jeez.
Fire call.
More likely an ambulance call.
See, I don't have that.
No,
I don't
it should
think.
be in there. It was the email that was sent at 3 something.
I like it.
February 19th claims. Yeah, I know.
If you want to page down through that, you sure can. I already have.
Okay, now I just didn't go through that one. Okay, that makes sense. This is.
I mean, I could abstain from the vote because I was sworn in till tonight anyway, so, I mean, that one meeting, this is from the last meeting, and I was here, but not a council member. Thank you, Joe. Mr. Mayor.
All right, I'm okay.
You gotta go.
Can I figure out what that is first here?
These well relays and that type of thing, is that well up to speed now and
I'll
you get
talk to
that?
you.
Okay.
We'll address that.
I know.
Okay. Any other comments on the consent agenda? Not good?
What's that?
Are you good?
I'm good, I'm good.
All in favor of approving the consent agenda, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I,
Thank you. Consent
might as
agenda
well, isn't it
passes.
easy?
Okay. I will try to keep this brief, but there's kind of a lot going on. Okay. Well, number one. I received this
Hand me the
photo
line.
today.
Sure, sure.
Yes, you got that.
Pass it on.
I don't want to confuse you, because I'm going to get outdated on
I can't go unless I get an EMT check in, but if I do, I'm gonna go because I think that's all of our votes for tonight.
You got to
Yes.
adjourn.
Okay.
So that shiny red thing in this picture I'm handing around is our new bypass valve.
Nice.
Bypass valve.
The challenge with that is our piping that is coming out of the ground is 5.6 inches OD, which is not made anymore. So trying to get parts that are 6 inch make to blend with that has been a ginormous challenge. And there's probably more to go. Quite honestly, we could have put 20 grand into the line leaving the well with new lines and angles and bends and everything, and I just couldn't justify doing it. Now, the good news is there were some valves that were frozen that with our operator and our public works guys, we've been able to get them freed up, so we now have functioning valves. They need to be replaced, but at least they're
I got an EMT.
okay. Stay safe, man.
Good luck, Steven.
See you guys. I'll
See
check
you.
the YouTube stream to hear what is on here.
So anyway, I did post it on Facebook tonight just to give everyone the heads up. And I also sent out the email through the info at Hamilton portal. But the bottom line is that's going online tomorrow morning. And they're gonna let it run for the day. Just to watch it, and make tweaks and adjustments as they can, and then they're gonna shut it off for the weekend. Because I don't want
Problems.
I don't want the problems to come up when everyone's out. So we'll run it on Friday and then they'll learn what they did, and then hopefully next week it is online, which is also one of the reasons for having a meeting next week. Is because if it goes as planned, then we need to officially say we're going to or not going to back away from that $1 million plus loan for well number 4 if we don't need it. Okay.
Was that, yeah.
So that's it. I also want to let you guys know that due to an incredible intrusion of roots and other things into some of our clay sewer pipes, the Public Works replaced about 80 feet of sewer line in the alleyway between Adams and Coons by the air. There's only one section of it, so it's up by the water tower. So that has been a problem area with wipes and other things, and the sewer line wasn't.
That's it. Adam's just up on the hill.
I know you guys said it wasn't official, but you guys turned it down. But I wanted to pass on, or I wanted to revisit or talk a little more about this water system engineering. Basically doing the engineering for the replacement of water mains throughout the city. There's some ramifications if we don't take this loan, and I don't know if we get it back if I asked for it, but I'm certainly not gonna ask for it if it's still just an absolute hard no. That was mine.
Oh, that's your, okay.
So,
How'd they get over here?
I was showing
A picture of the valley.
Oh, okay.
so,
The door price.
again, it's a $500,000 zero interest loan, 10 years, a 10-year loan is what it boils down to.
500,000
Zero interest.
for 10 years.
The payback would be over 10 years. That's to do the engineering, the drafting and everything to basically what's needed to replace the entire water mains, the service lines, and the meters throughout the whole city. With that, it's easy, if we happen to have it and we're in the process of getting that engineering done, it puts us in a much more competitive position when grants come available. We're already in a good spot just because of our
Age.
age and just the economics of Harrington. So from a grading perspective, we go much higher up on the scale to get the grant. They're still gonna have grant money, it's just not as much. Since the state gave us the offer, if we don't take it, and I know this is and I know this will irritate Stephen, because he doesn't like it, but the state basically says, hey, we gave you the chance to move this forward and you didn't take it, so anything that comes out further, like an emergency comes up, they're not going to offer us a solution.
Talk about extortion or strong army.
In other words, they won't treat it as an emergency, they'll treat it as deferred maintenance and you're on your own.
So, if you would please, so I'm crystal clear, that's the downside if we don't take this. It's gonna damage us, our chances for future project.
Yeah, and that's not just like for an emergency, it's like the likelihood of, they gave this opportunity to us, we didn't take it, the likelihood of that being extended again is nil.
So if we take this,
It's kind of like, take it and we'll help you, don't take it and you're on your own.
when will they start? Is it when they say, yeah, sign this up, and then 2 or 3, 4 or 5 years from now, you're still, oh, well, it's $1 million to do it. You take this, when are they gonna start, do you know, get it wrapped
So-
up? They got this plan in their hand.
So this is just literally doing the plan. This
Right,
isn't actually
right.
breaking ground. So once it's done, it goes to health, health gets it approved, it probably takes a year to do it. And then within that, it says, I'm just gonna throw out the number that I've been told, it's gonna take $8 million to replumb Harrington.
And this is, within this, it has the blueprints laid out, all the road, all the bells and whistles, grades and
Everything.
everything.
Step of the way, yes.
And we hire the engineer to do that?
We do hire the engineer to do that.
Let's hope we do a good job.
So traditionally, and this is, I know where the hangup was, is it's a $500,000 loan. Now, a lot of times, if we're able to roll that into or get construction started on that project, they will roll that loan into the construction grant, effectively erasing the debt.
So my question is, 500,000, that'd be 50 grand a year. Do we have to pay 50 grand a year, or can we stick that in an
Pay it all at once
account
at the end?
and then at the end pay the whole 500 grand? Or are they gonna want a payment on the principal every
I can
year?
find out exactly what that is, but I'm pretty sure that once, because the project is not gonna take 5 years to do it. It takes them 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
I think.
So after then, they'll probably start the time, the
I
payment
think
schedule starts.
once the
but you're
project
thinking maybe-
completes, then the payments start. I'll have to find out exactly when that is. I probably have the paperwork, I just have to read it, when payment
All right.
starts.
So we gotta
Would it
figure
have
out
to
where we're
be
gonna.
like a certain number every year, or can you, like you say, pay a little, and then at the end pay a lump
Yeah,
sum?
a balloon payment at the end.
I'll have to find out.
I mean,
I'm
if
pretty sure
you're
it's
getting it
50.
rolled into the construction, then you just pay, if it's 8 million, you just pay 7.5 million instead. It would be rolled in
Or you'd get 8.5 million
of construction.
of construction grant money.
Right, okay.
So what they're doing is basically in a politely threatening us, if you don't take this, going forward, when grants come out or become very generous again, we sign up for it, they're gonna say, nope, you didn't do this, so to heck with you, you don't get a grant.
I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna say, you need a plan in effect to be able to apply for this grant so we can.
Oh, yeah, if we
So we
apply
can
for
go
a
to work right
construction
away.
grant right now
Right.
without having this plan done, that's a hard no.
Yeah, then you've got a year to put this plan together to apply for the grant that probably is gonna be gone. Is the way is
I
that,
think
is that
you're right.
correct?
Yeah, yes.
Is that kinda what I'm saying?
We kind of, the grant period, I understand, opens up towards the end of the year, like September or October is when they open it up. So that would be, hey, we're in process. We may not have the plan done and approved, but we're in process. And that's enough for us to apply for the grants to get it done.
Could you do, well, I hate doing this, but it's citizens' money, but run this by the attorney that we don't, to your point, that we get a good engineer, but that we don't go into something like this and they just blow it on everything else and then they need more money to finish it. That we got holding the back, that we, you know what I mean? That it's complete for this amount, the 500,000 out the door
So-
or less.
So what you're saying is so we don't have a wastewater treatment plant?
Exactly, I was saying, yes.
No, I don't have a problem saying that at all. I mean, it's,
That it's ironclad as much as you can in the four corners of the document, that this is no monkey business, they're requiring us to do this. And there's no way in God's green earth that we'll get a grant without it.
yeah,
That's what I'm
that much.
saying.
Because I talked to a gentleman named Chris, I'll leave his last name out because I don't have it in front of me right now. I think I know it. It's pretty high up in the state in this
Mm-hmm.
system. And I'll be straight up, he was not necessarily, he was kind of brutal. His comments were rather to the point. So it was, and then kind of towards the end, it's like, okay, and he kind of softened up a little bit and he said, well, if you guys think you're gonna do it, you can let me know and I'll see if I can get you back into the queue to get approved, but he couldn't guarantee anything until.
For the 500,000 or the.
For the $500,000, yeah. So,
And we don't have an engineering firm picked right now or suggested, really.
we don't officially, but I would be leaning towards the one that's been doing all our water system stuff already, because he's already got a working knowledge of our water system, which is TD&H. And our water system plan is only waiting on 2 documents to get back to me, to get to them, so.
You know, Stephen, we first started, even before we got on council, there was something, they mapped the city before we got, did you guys do any of that, or way back?
Oh, you're talking about the geomapping?
Yeah, the geo mapping, and there was something supposed to be done, part of this plan. I know they had a 6-year street plan.
So the geomap, it was funds to have the city geomapped by a separate firm entirely.
Mhm.
That was just like, hey, you need to have this done. I haven't looked at it any further because former Mayor Jess Silhan was going through and checking their mapping
But not very
With-
accurate.
reality, and there were a lot of key things, like they had a hydrant here and it wasn't even there, it was 80 yards away on the other side of the road.
Right.
You know, so he was kind of like, yeah, this is not accurate, you really can't use this, so I never even have gone
Is
there.
this when they were out painting,
Yeah.
doing all that? That's been, 3 or 5 years ago.
Oh,
Yes.
the painting like of the caps and the.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was part of our water system plan.
Oh,
That
okay.
was our, the engineer paid directly those people to go through and paint the different blue and green and what have you,
Right.
so.
It was 6, 7
Because
years
right
ago.
after that, they
Yeah.
flew over, they had a drone operator, or they hired one or whatever, and he drove over the whole city to map it out with the drone, and that way the drone could pick up the different,
Okay.
what have you.
Well, it's going to be a monumental progress, like I said, the infrastructure here. And obviously, it hasn't been since the beginning of time. It's never been a general maintenance. Of course, you would on some of the stuff. But that's where we're left holding the bag. So, I mean, I hate putting the burden on the people, but I don't know. Anybody else have any ideas on this? I mean,
Well, the only,
Go
my
for
idea is, I mean, otherwise, we're gonna just continue to do what we're doing.
it's only going to get worse.
Is we keep on addressing things as they come up, and it's tough to be proactive because it's really, at least in my head, from a budget point of view, it'd be like, okay, we're gonna pick a section, we're gonna spend all our money doing that, and right as soon as we're done with that, the line next door
Right.
completely blows out and has to be done. So it's kind of, it's a little scary to commit to do one thing.
I don't know if Creighton or you haven't seen some of the lines that they've excavated, or if you still have them around, what their condition they look like. Yeah, I'm sure you have.
I know what Stephen's argument, though, against this is he, in his mind, can't see at any point that we're going to get this $8 million grant to do this. So we're just throwing $500,000 away on an engineering.
Yeah, that's gotta, let's.
Now, if he's actually true, and we'd have a thing like the railroad thing, and they just poo-poo you because you didn't do this plan, then I'd be more, but was he just telling you that to
No,
push you? Or did you feel,
He's got a valid point, but I also know the conversation I had with this Chris from the state, and that was a little bit more of this, a little more of the stark reality.
okay,
What he pointed out is, we've been kind of working down this path, so when we have things like the water line under the railroad tracks, we were already pushing ourselves to move into the future, and it made sense to treat this on an emergency basis, but if you turn it down, they're like going, well, you didn't bother to maintain your car, so you blew your engine, that's on you, we're not gonna warranty that. Kind of that logic. behind it.
okay.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. But I agree with that point as well, you know, if we spend all
Well,
the
yeah,
money.
and to my point, to Stephen's point, you know, the state is approaching what they're referring to as a financial cliff. You know, it's going to come to an end. But I felt better. It's like the money didn't completely vanish. They don't have as much. They have at least 50% or more that they're planning on having for these projects. And then I think of, you know, what is it? Preston just replaced their entire sewer system. You know, on a something along these lines where it was just hit critical mass and it had to be done. So,
And I hate like doing half the town or a section of town. And then go back to who knows, because council members change, mayors change, and engineers, everything changes. But it'd be nice in a perfect world that you could sign up for this. If you could have it written in there, you're guaranteed that, you know, that they couldn't.
Well, particularly if you get the engineering done in 2027 and we don't get to it till 2042, is that engineering still gonna? No, that's when they're gonna say.
that engineering report,
That is the-
3 or 4 year.
Yeah. So I mean, this is, if we're gonna hire these guys now, if we get the grant, that's even if we get the grant now, because we kind of opted out, then boy, if it's only good for 3 years, I'm more on what Steven said. It just-
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd say if it's a.
and I don't, it's not that I distrust them, but I think I can see the reality in the future a little bit.
Prior track record.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, if they could guarantee that they would forgive the $500,000 if they don't get to the project.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they aren't.
Yeah,
But they're not.
They're not going to do that.
that makes sense.
So what do you, I mean, what's the timeline to get back to them or go lick their boots or whatever?
You know, it's not that tight, but it's getting there. I mean, I'll have to find out. I'll try to talk to Stephen tomorrow at TD&H, because he's
Steve Marsh?
Steve
Yeah.
Marsh. If anybody knows these
At
programs,
least has a feel for it.
well, it's not a field. I mean, that's what they.
Yeah.
That's,
Okay.
That's what they feed off of.
Right.
It
They,
just
they
it
have
does
to know
seem
in the
like
pockets.
strong arming.
Yeah.
It's strong arming from the state. There's
Yeah.
but as I was hearing, it's like, God, that's kind of harsh. But
Well, they have a really nice carrot, but you don't know if the stick's ever going to be there. That's maybe even more.
That carrot's a stick of dynamite.
Yeah, that's right.
so
I just wonder going forward, if it's a true grant, so many people call, to me, a grant has always been free money. I mean, maybe a grant for X amount, you owe nothing, it's a grant. And so many times, nowadays, they say a grant, and it's actually a matching grant where you owe half, or you put up the same, or it's basically a loan.
A
So-
low interest
I'm
loan.
in grants.gov twice a week and looking through what's out there and what's available. And yeah, if it says any kind of, you know, is there matching funds? Yes, I'll just pass right on. Doesn't matter how juicy it looks. I'm looking for stuff that's just money.
Yeah, well, we gotta face it, society nowadays are perilous times. I mean, and geographic areas and stuff, I mean, it's probably not the best time to do, it's never a good time, but I mean, challenging, I would say, to do a lot of this. I mean, it's cost prohibitive or just unfallible. I mean, really what they need to do, our sewer and water system, I mean, you're talking tens of millions, really, you really have to start over. And where do you begin? So,
Yeah.
And you tear up the streets to put them underneath and have to rebuild the streets.
Yes,
too.
exactly.
I mean, it's just the whole.
Okay, I'll try to get some information.
Yeah.
So, okay, a couple other quick housekeeping things. Jim, favor to ask, kind of along the same line, with your contacts at the Department of Transportation or former, is there any way to find out if there's any like planned projects coming, the state has coming through Harrington, you know, are they gonna repave or,
I'd find out.
can you find out if there's anything out
Sure.
there? Cause that,
They were supposed to do it this year.
well, I thought they were supposed to, and then what they ended up doing is, what is it, not last year, or the year before, they chip sealed, like from almost Muller all the way to Sprague. They just put down a new layer and chip sealed it. But they didn't necessarily tear it up and repave it, so,
No, that's just, it's
yeah.
called iced tea money. It's where they will come in and take the bad spots and pre-level, fix those, and then they put that new wear surface over the top of it.
Yeah.
It's a Band-Aid and a cheap, you know.
A Band-Aid,
They used to
right?
used to do all these roads about every 3 or 4 years. And if you've noticed since the north-south corridor went into effect, we've seen very little out here.
Yeah, well, and I've noticed just in the last 2 years, that third here is getting pretty
One
beat
through
up.
Davenport is the same way, it's coming apart.
A lot of the roads are in town here, and there's where, going forward, I mean, like, did you have a committee for roads and like striping, crack sealing, snow coating?
No.
Or,
and
sealing
and
at
we
least
should,
once?
because we have a 6-year transportation improvement plan we're supposed to keep up to date.
Like Adams Street should have been snow coated at least once every other year, every 2 years, 'cause it's our newest pavement.
We've got 4th Street, we've got a problem there.
Yes, we do.
The semis are just, that thing's about to come apart. The heavy weight and the way they're running around and around, it's, you can see it.
So,
And that's another one, you know, if you give me just a second, our striping,
Mm-hmm.
the one I notice it the most on is 4th Street because you've got
Parking on one
no
side.
parking on the one side, you've got a car that parks in the corner of the travel lane.
You brought it up.
And it hasn't been striped since, I think the state kind of went in and striped it for us once. But the tabs are still there.
Yep.
If we go in with a can of paint and just put a dot on each one so we preserve the location of those.
we have the machine.
But
We
I
bought the
mean,
machine last year.
So you have to
because
hand walk it.
That's why all the sidewalk, or the sidewalks and the stop bars, that's why they've been getting updated. So
Well-
we should be able to hit that too.
but it would take an hour to go from post office clear out and just mark each stripe to where we maintain where they're at.
The beginning and the end of it. Each stripe would get 2 shots.
Yeah,
Beginning and end.
you just do that, and that way, even if just those marks are there, people are gonna realize, okay, this is a travel lane.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's just,
It's willy-nilly.
I'd hate to see somebody come down the hill and hit that car, you know, it's just,
Well, it depends. If it's a snowplow.
Snowplows can do a lot of
If
damage.
it's Farley and a snowplow, I'm all for it.
But that's part of the code enforcement in my mind and all that. And I'm glad you brought that up because that street, from city limits on the south end, going in, lane, and there's no parking. There's only parking on the south side down until you get past Willis. Then where the new cargo container is, then you can park over the post
Where's
office.
the new cargo?
Merle McDonald's old house.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know where that's at, right? Okay, you did.
So, 2 last things.
You're right, I'm glad you brought that up.
I need a volunteer, and since Stephen isn't here, as far as I'm concerned, you're welcome to volunteer. For our wastewater treatment plant, we have to go through a new engineering selection process, which basically we have to review. There's going to be put out a request for qualifications.
Uh-huh.
So basically saying, hey, we got a project, we're looking for engineers to do it. Engineers throw their name in the hat, and I need one more person, preferably from the council, to be on the committee that would go through these qualifiers to see who a recommendation, and there'd be a scoring process and everything on how to weight each.
Timeline?
We're to get this thing back on track and to get it done on time, which we will only have, I've got a request for it still, but this has to be done, hard done by June 30th, 2027.
You just need one person or two people?
I need one because it's a 3-person committee, so I'll be one, our water operator will be another.
Okay.
I'd like a member of the council. And it's just, like I said, to go through, ABC Engineering Company will effectively look at their resume and see who we recommend.
References, their
References, what they've done in the past, their ability to work with the state regulators, there's all those factors involved.
and J.A. Sewell's not gonna, or, yeah,
There's nothing that says they can't put their name in the ring, but I can tell you where my vote lies on that one.
So it's,
I know,
it's essentially just reading resumes and
Basically,
scoring.
yeah. I mean, some of them will come in this thick, but you have to look at them from what our parameters are, how we want to score them. And
I can read.
can we nominate somebody? Is it a young guy?
Well, he volunteered.
Let's go.
I just wanted to make it official. I guess it is.
Okay, last, from code enforcement point of view, containers. So, yes, that was kind of the final straw.
Is it a permanent one, you know? Did anybody
No.
talk to her?
No, it's parked on the street, and I've left a voicemail for her, and I will continue to pursue that and find out what's going on. So I'm on top of that already, but because of that, I just, like I said, I don't do, if one person's, I gotta look at all of them. So 7 other letters went out today to other people with containers in the city with our nuisance ordinance attached to it, so that they understand. And basically, how it summarizes setbacks aside, you can have one, but it has to be altered to match the flavor, the atmosphere of the neighborhood. You can't just have a
Right.
metal
Right.
box sitting there.
Well, they could make them look all pretty.
But they
Don't
can't,
they-
and they
I
need to,
mean-
or get it gone.
What you come up with on your setbacks, is it the same as a building?
I just use the setbacks that's in our R1 zone.
Okay.
I think it is.
Okay.
Which is
that
like
was
20
one.
feet in the front, 7 on the sides,
Mhm.
and 15 in the back
And property lines?
of the property line.
Yeah.
So it's the same parameters as was the permanent building?
Because our zoning codes were done before containers. I mean, they didn't even have container modules.
That was not a thing.
Written in the 80s, so.
I believe that was 80s and early 90s, I think, that code.
So,
I
just
remember
so
doing
if
it.
it comes up or you hear about it, I did mail out letters to 7 different property owners, asking them to address this, and I've given them to March 15th to respond in writing to City Hall.
It almost looks like the blocks, I wonder if they'll use them as kind of a pod, a moving pod.
Well, that's what it sort of looks like, but
That's
is that what it
That's
is?
what I'm wondering with that.
And if
She is moving.
And if that's the case, that's fine, but
Yeah.
it doesn't belong in the
No,
street.
I-
So I'd like to think we're neighborly enough that if somebody's going through something, if it's gonna be there for a week and a half, it'd be
Well,
nice to
technically-
know what's going on.
Technically, that's the parking, I mean, that's not in the lane of travel, but it is
It's still all
city,
right.
right, it is that.
Not where it belongs. It is impeding view, from what I've already heard.
Okay.
The
Well, I
ability to
just-
see around the corner kind of thing.
Well, I
If it's gonna be
noticed-
there for 2 or 3 days, we let it ride. If it's gonna be there for 2 or 3 months, that's a bigger
Is it
problem.
something that somebody would, do we want to entertain something in the nature of a permit to do it?
Do we even have codes to address that?
That's what we have to establish.
But there is some of that, but lost in the shuffle. Somewhere in that box of papers, there is stuff about permits. And it started, I was gonna say 80s or 90s, there is some stuff about that, but it didn't refer to, it referred to like a motor home out there. Getting a permit and all that stuff, but then since that kind of got swept by the wayside with turning all that, the code enforcement and also the going to Davenport, shipping it out, we lost control of our city basically.
Well, our city
No, no.
codes and ordinances are still there, they're all codified, so.
I guess
they're-
enforcement
they're-
of it.
They're usable, even if the county doesn't enforce it, we can still enforce it, so, which I'm determined to do within reason. I just have to be very cautious about. If we started
All
throwing,
inclusive.
if, yes, if we pick a target, we've gotta be all inclusive. And yes, there's a lot of codes that are being broken in the city of Harrington, from living in motorhomes, on down the road, so.
And parking, how many out front park on city parking?
I have
all
to
that.
reread the parking, I don't know about on that one. So,
I thought they had to be licensed, but I don't.
That too, they had to be licensed, because that fall under nuisance.
He resigned, you're now mayor.
I don't think there's anything illegal about slapping you.
so, that was it, I tried to get them to volunteer you for something, but Gavin stepped up, so.
Oh, what'd you save me from?
What was it again?
Sewer-
Reviewing applications for.
The request for qualifications.
He's a
for
sewer
engineers and
engineer.
wastewater treatment, sewer engineers, so.
Okay.
Okay,
There's room
well,
for
that,
third.
quite honestly, that was it. I was wrapping up with that.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn. Any comment?
No public comments.
Say
We're
aye.
Aye.
2132.
There's a couple papers for you to sign too.